Hey, how's it going? Well, I'm back. Yeah, if you didn't know, I was in Japan for 2 weeks. It was my first time there, and I had an absolute blast. This is just a small video of what I bought, and some of the places I went to. Also, I must apologize, a lot of it is filmed in portrait mode, just because it was easier just to add it on my IG stories. So a lot of the scenic views, I'll just make a separate short, just for it. This is my first time doing this type of video, so apologize for the pacing, it might be a little weird. So beginning the trip, we spent 2 days at Tokyo. Starting off the first day with a couple hours at Team Labs. And I gotta say, Team Labs is a pretty fun experience. You're pretty much wandering through art exhibits with your bare feet, and yeah, a lot of it does involve water. And lights, lots of pretty lights. I don't want to show you everything just because it would ruin the fun, but overall, Team Labs was a really unique experience and I highly recommend it. After which, we went to Osaka, visited the temple, got snacks, got my fortune done, like every other goddamn tourist, and if you're curious, it was a good fortune. Then more snacks, met this nice Japanese guy who gave me like samples of 40 different sakes, then experiencing the power of Don Quixote and all of its tax-free saving goodness. This one particularly had a bunch of cool stuff, including these wooden Gundams and Pokemon, as well as some model kits. Though I didn't buy any model kits, the real great Epion for 4,200 yen did tempt me, but it was just the beginning of my trip. I didn't want to jump the gun and buy something that could be cheaper, which is kind of funny because I still bought the real great Epion for 4,200 yen from Tam Tam, the hobby shop, which we went to right after. It's a store located in Akihabara, and it has got quite a selection of model kits. And apparently I wasn't allowed to film here, so yeah, that's all I could show. And from Tam Tam I managed to buy the Figuarts Standard Black War Greymon for 2,000 yen. And the reason for all the boxes looking like this is because that I had to make room in my luggage. For 2,000 yen, I thought this was really affordable considering at my local hobby shop it would cost me like $30-something. And I just recently finished building this just so I could clear out the backlog. You can expect a review from this very soon. I also did head back to Tam Tam for a second time on my second last day of Japan. In addition, I got a second Koenig Wolf, and because I already reviewed the kit, I got rid of the box. But yeah, here are all the runners. I was really trying to maximize the space in the luggage. The Koenig Wolf cost me 12,200 yen, which is still plenty cheaper than Hobby Link Japan. And surprisingly, I just couldn't find that many Zoids throughout my Japan trip. And the final kit I got from Tam Tam was what I said earlier, the real great Epion. And I bought it for 4,200 yen, which was the lowest price I saw throughout my whole Japan trip, but still cheaper than my local hobby shop. Oh yeah, I also got some standing sticks for like 605 yen. After which we did more walking around Akihabara. I did find other model kit places, but they didn't have a good selection, so there was no point filming it. Also saw Toad and the whole Mario Kart gang. This is something I will definitely do in the future when I come back to Japan. At the latter portion of the Akihabara trip, I went to the LiQWYD place. Each floor had a variety of different things, and my phone was running out of batteries, but here's a collection of Zoids. I was very much overwhelmed, and I didn't know what to really buy because this was still the beginning part of our trip. But hey, if it's your first time going to Japan, I highly recommend LiQWYD in Akihabara. I forgot which floor this was, but they had just had a lot of cool custom Zoids. And I gotta apologize for the footage, I'm not used to constantly filming, and finally being in Japan, it's kind of overwhelming. But there was a floor I highly recommend going. It was Yellow Submarine, which I bought the high-end master model Gojila's cannon set. The price tag isn't here, but I got the receipt. It's 5,350 yen. Much cheaper than Hobby Link Japan's. And boy, is this absolutely ridiculously big. Definitely gonna be fun to review. Also got some extra blades for 418 yen, and Charmander for 650 yen. Also, I didn't plan on getting this at all, but I got my first perfect grade, guys! It was on sale at Yellow Submarine. Normally it costs 19,800 yen, but this time 13,800. And I don't have to show you the price anywhere else because you know this is already a good deal. And of course, it's one of my favorite Gundams ever, the Red Frame Astray. And for this kit, I was definitely not gonna destroy the box. All I gotta say is after I bought this, I just had a giant smile on my face the whole day. Lastly, on my second trip back to the exact same place, the LiQWYD Yellow Submarine, I got this 40th anniversary Liger Zero for 11,000 yen. And I'm gonna say this now, since Yellow Submarine is like at the top floor, every other floor that had this kit was much more expensive, around 13,000 yen. So far, Yellow Submarine had the best prices out of all the other floors, so 1,000 billion% recommend it. On our second full day, we went to Yokohama, where I discovered I have an addiction. I fucking love claw machines, and I probably spent too much money on them. And this is just all the loot I managed to grab from those claw machines. As you can tell, I really like Spike's family. And even now, I still think about those claw machines. But yeah, we were wandering around, nothing really special in Yokohama. Besides, a giant Gundam? I'm a model kit reviewer, so of course I had to go to the Yokohama Gundam factory. And goddamn was it worth it, I absolutely loved it. And of course I had to go up top just to see the whole thing. 1000% would recommend this, especially if you're a big Gundam fan. Very fun experience overall. Also spent money on mediocre bubble tea, but the container was pretty cool. Also walked around the Gundam Factory Museum, which was pretty cool. Kind of showed you the whole history of Gundams. And also had a robot building a Gundam. So yeah, good use of technology right there. You think I could get one and it could build my backlog for me? There's a lot more to it, but I don't want to spoil it for you guys. If you haven't gone, I definitely recommend you should. Because I think they are either moving the location or closing it down. I'm not entirely sure. So, go check it out. And of course, when I was there, I bought a couple of kits as well. I wasn't allowed to film the store, but I did buy the 1/48th scale RX-78 F00. I got the bust model and the big giant one. But the full-size kit is somewhere in one of the bags I gotta dig out. I also got the 1/100 scale RX-78, which that and the bust model I already finished building. So expect a review for these coming soon. I also got the exclusive Master Grade Natalie, which is perfect because that means I don't have to get another Virtue. And yeah, sorry I delayed this review. I'll work on it. And here I'll throw a picture of the receipt so you kind of know what everything cost. And I believe all the variations of the RX-78 are exclusive to this location. Not entirely sure, correct me if I'm wrong. After the Yokohama Gundam factory, we took a bullet train and went to Osaka. Just letting you know now, in Osaka and Kyoto, I didn't bother trying to look for model kit shops. It was more or less just for sightseeing. And I'll show off a lot of the sites on shorts, just because portrait mode will translate better. But I still got some stuff to show you. Let's start off with Super Mario World from Universal Studios. And I gotta say, it's as magical as I thought it would be. Also, there's still a lot of people, but you know, still magical. Had a blast at Super Mario World, and of course I spent a lot of money. And of course while you're there you need some souvenirs, so I got the power band, got a drink canister, I don't know what the friggin' fire flower on top is, and I got a star that lights up, and it's actually quite bright. Just fun, stupid souvenirs you spend money on. Additionally, of course, Universal Studios does have a Harry Potter session, so I bought wands for my girlfriend and I. For both of them, it was 11,000 yen, which is significantly cheaper than the American version. And pretty much, aside from food, those are the only notable things I bought from Osaka. And like I said earlier, I'll probably just condense Osaka and Kyoto to a bunch of shorts. On the last part of the trip, I did head back to Tokyo, where we stopped by Nakano Broadway, and I managed to hit up Mandarake, which actually had a store which sold premium Bandai. They also had some other special kits, kinda wish I grabbed those also, but I didn't have enough space in the luggage. Though I did manage to grab one of my favorite kits ever, the Jin Gladiator. It was actually priced at 6,050 yen, but because it's a tax-free item, I got 550 yen off. So for 5,500 yen, I think this was an absolute steal, and I definitely look forward to reviewing it. Alright, that concludes the video guys. I just wanted to show you what I got, and some of the places I went to in Japan. And in the future, I'll just release some sightseeing videos in the form of shorts. Don't worry, we'll be back on schedule real soon. I'm working on some reviews right now, so you can look forward to that in the future. Thanks again for watching. Take care. Bye.